Sorry guys, I wanted to make the whole part of this the last stream, but I got called to move a mattress. We had to go to a local Sam's Club, pick up a mattress, and move it. And normally my father and my mother would do it, but my mother's arm's not really the best right now, so I had to do it. So I promise, this video will end the trilogy. It's another stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny. You, wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face! And now this. You messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you. Mia Fey? Mia Fey? Mia Fey? Mia Fey! You spit up that spiky-haired jerk a guilty verdict! I would have been hanged to death! And Mia, not impressed. Also, for anyone over 21, cheers. True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. What? What did you say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity. I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead. What about it? Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on, forever. That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there is no escape from that. No hope for freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you is burned to a crisp. You were wrong. It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you? It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now. And because I can't do a high thing, I'll just keep a demon. I'm not ready. Not ready to go. I'd say you are, Dahlia. And she's gone. Nick, sis. Knock out. Now then, I assume you are the real Iris. Yes, Iris was rescued from the sacred cavern. I must say you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to the hell she came from. It seems Misty Fey wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Fey, as well as the young Pearl Fey, were also victims of this wicked and selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor, the tragedy in Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to challenge that spirit again. Your Honor, yes, what is it? About this whole spirit medium thing, it's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now. Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the Korean channeling technique. Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult? I've seen quite a few things in my many years on the bench, and in all that time I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different and takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand this world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ. Never thought of it that way. At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Objection!
Come on, Godo, really? You're a little too fast with that gavel, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Godo? This trial isn't over yet. That's what he means. What? Try? Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony? Huh? Dahlia's testimony? I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out a dagger I got from the storeroom and... It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone. Yes, that's right. The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Elise Donham. No, Misty Faye. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it. This isn't over? Unless someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial. We can't let her walk until there's evidence that proves her innocence. No way. But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony. The prosecution's ready to call out our final witness. Final witness? This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. Indeed. Is it really alright, Mr. Prosecutor? Of course it's alright, Madame Attorney. Very well then. Who is the final witness? Isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in his case. Someone who saw the murder take place? The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes. You mean Maya? You can't! She can't testify after what she's just been through! We need to find the truth. The prosecution calls Maya Faye to the witness stand. Very well, but first we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Faye to recover before summoning her. Once we have received the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial. Hey, try it. I've got something to say to you, so listen up. What is it? I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you. You've got some nerve! But that's not going to happen this time. This time, you're going to have to do this by yourself! That's enough! This court is now in recess! Dodo, how much I hate you. I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me. I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk. She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places, and Iris was inside the secret cavern. I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on. Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister out as much as you did? Huh? If you had tried to get help in the secret cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up in there. My sister. I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from her father either. Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Yes, but at the least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong. She never complained about a single thing. That's why I promised her that I'd help her. Case 11 years ago? Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But, as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister Valerie ended up... That was the case that wounded Mia so badly. But things ended up there, of course. Some people suspected my sister was involved in a murder. Some people? You must mean... Yes, 2 defense attorneys. Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth, Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You. That's right. Iris, there's one more thing that I have to ask you. Yes, what is it? On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise Donham, was it really you? Yes, it was me. That night, after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room.
Isn't that lunch?
Around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. There's a problem. Come to the Inner Temple right away. I got on a snowmobile and headed for the Inner Temple. The path to the Inner Temple was cut off. Right? Exactly. We can't just leave the body here. So you've got to do this exactly as I say. Got it? It was me. I was the one who received her body. The murder weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mr. Galitz always held. I knew it. So the actual murder weapon was the staff. Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on a snowmobile. But why? Why did you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was a murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with Shichido. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground. Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. I see. Defendant! Yes? The judge is calling you. He wants you to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. All right. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you. Oh, okay. So she wants to tell me. So it's true. I was to cooperate with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix. Mia! How is Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean she's learned to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure that out for yourself. The trial's about to restart. The real killer... Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the Inner Temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident. Which means the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved to the Hazakura Temple side by Pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the culprit is someone that wasn't in Hazakura Temple the following day. Could it be? That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win. Or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally. It's almost time to bring this case and the trilogy to an end. What exactly did Maya see, anyway? And who was it actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me. All by myself. Because we're going to keep going. Now then, before we proceed any further, I'm going to announce the results of the test we had performed earlier. Test? Yes, test. On a bloody dagger that was found stuck in a pine tree. Oh yeah, that! I totally forgot about it. That's the weapon that Miss Maya Faye used when she fought the victim. So what are the results? Was it the victim's blood, or due to time constraints, a full test wasn't possible? However, there's one thing we can say with certainty. The blood that was on the dagger was not the victim's blood. That is all. Now then, let's restart this trial. So it wasn't Miss T's blood on the dagger. Then whose was it? I'm sure both the defense and the prosecution know this, but this trial is rapidly coming to a close. Both sides will need to show some firm evidence with their claims. I understand, Your Honor. From what I've heard, the witness is dangerously weak, physically speaking. So let's finish this quickly. Agreed. Very well. Please bring in the last witness. Maya. Witness, please tell us your name and profession. Maya Faye. My profession is, I'm the assistant manager of Writing Code Law Offices. Maya. According to the magazine I have here, you're a spirit medium of the Crane Channeling technique. I'm frightened. The Faye clan. I don't want any more to do with it. Oh, Maya. The pain the Faye bloodline causes must be unbearable. Very well. Now then, Miss Faye. When the event occurred, you were in the garden of the Inner Temple, and you witnessed the moment of Miss Elise Dunham's murder. Is that correct? I didn't see any. Straighten up this instant, young lady. Huh? Pick your head up and speak clearly. There's always time for crying later. But Your mother was killed right in front of your eyes. There's nothing you can do to change that fact. But there's something you can do. You can finish this. You've been watching the whole thing, right? You've seen the witnesses come out and you've seen us squeeze the truth out of them. Now it's your turn. Let's hear your testimony. On the night of the crime, what exactly did you see happen? Witness, if you please. Yes, Your Honor. So this is supposed to be the final witness, huh? I was passing through the garden on the way to a spare prep room when it happened. Suddenly, someone struck me over the head. I stumbled and ended up against a stone lantern. Then I screamed, "Help me!" And something warm splashed over me. That's when I lost consciousness. So you were struck on the head. I suppose it must have been the staff, correct? Maya, the person who hit you, it was Dahlia Hawthorne, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Nick. But I couldn't see. I don't know who it was. Maya, think hard. Sorry, Nick, but I really couldn't. Can't say it was an especially good night for young ladies to be walking around alone. It seems it will be hard to determine the criminal through testimony alone. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Maya, hang in there. She doesn't look well at all. Okay then, if you suggest. Who did it? Who hit you?
Well, I didn't see who it was. I was hit from behind.
You didn't see the person? But after that, your attacker was in front of you. How can you not see who it was?
Oh, let me think for a sec. I'm sorry. I just can't remember.
Maya's really having a hard time. What should I do? Come on, Maya. This isn't making sense. Why didn't you see this person?
Well, let me think. It was, oh yeah, that's right. It was dark, that's it.
It was dark?
It's not good to have too much lights around when someone's undergoing spiritual training.
Come think of it, that was earlier testimony effect as well. So it was dark in the garden on the night of the crime, which is why she didn't see her attacker. I thought maybe she was trying to hide something, but I guess not. Judging by the testimony thus far, the identity of the attacker was most likely the spirit that was channeled by Elise Stoneham, Dahlia Hawthorne. Very well, please continue with your testimony. What happened after you were struck on the head? You must screamed, help me. You think you screamed, but you're not sure?
Listen, I was a complete wreck. It was dark and I couldn't see my attacker. Was it a man, a woman, an adult, a child? I had no idea. I was scared out of my wits.
Believe me, my dear, I'm certain I would have soiled my robes.
I thought this person might attack me, so I... Anyway, I'm pretty sure I screamed. I thought that was my last hope.
Wow, it sounds like poor little Maya really was out of her mind. But I wonder what she meant by last hope. What do I do? Do I press her for more details? Wait a minute, Maya. What's this my last hope stuff?
What? What do you mean by your last hope?
No. That's what you said. You said my last hope.
Huh? What? I said what?
Look, you were facing an attacker that you couldn't see and you screamed, right? You screamed, help me.
Yeah.
But you testified that you screamed that because you thought it was your last hope.
Oh, well, you know, that's like, what do you call it when that happens?
Maya's not doing so well up there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I remember now. I was facing my attacker, but that's not who I was screaming at.
What'd you just say?
Yeah, that's right. I was the person behind the attacker I was yelling at. That's who I was screaming to for help. Ah!
What is it now?
I messed up. I didn't mean to let that slip out.
Huh? Witness, are you absolutely sure of what you're saying? Behind the attacker, there was another person?
I meant to keep that part a secret. What have I done?
It takes a ton of pressure to make a diamond. That's what I always say.
Ton of pressure?
You're in a court of law here. You can't make things up or try to hide things in this chamber. Witness, the information you just presented is vital to this case. I want you to add it to your testimony.
I could see a man behind my attacker behind the light of a stone lantern.
But it wasn't lit. So there was a man standing behind your attacker.
Yeah.
That man, he's the killer. He stabbed her from behind. He's the one who killed Elise Stoneham, otherwise known as Misty Fey, your mother.
The killer?
Maya, you know who killed your mother, don't you? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? To be frank, Your Honor, I think she's in shock and quite confused. That's why she hasn't noticed a huge problem with her testimony.
Huh? What do you mean? What problem?
Maya, on the night of the crime, that stone lantern was out of commission.
Huh? What?
It's true. There was no light anywhere in the garden that night.
No!
Order in the court! Mr. Goto, explain this! Add the pureness of milk to the perfect clear darkness of coffee. Stir. That is the state of the witness's mind right now. A cup of cafe au lait. Cafe au lait? Is that even legal? Mr. Trite's words are the milk and you're the spoon. Your Honor, I'm a spoon? I'm no spoony bard, I'll have you know. You must have noticed it too, Trite. This witness's mental state is highly unstable right now. It's not hard to understand why she would make a little mistake like that. Sorry, but that's not going to cut it. What'd you say? If that truly was no light in the garden, then there's a fatal contradiction in your witness's last bit of testimony. Nick? May I? Recall the witness's statement about her attacker. She said that she didn't know if it was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. And yet, the witness couldn't describe a person that was standing behind her attacker, and she quite clearly described him as a man. In other words, that would have meant that Maya actually saw our mystery person, despite it being so dark she couldn't see the face of her own attacker. No! What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying Miss Faith saw the real killer under pitch-black conditions? Trite. Hey, Bear, do you have any idea what you're proposing? How could she be seen in the dark? By the way, Bear, Wolf was doing Paladins. I heard there's a new character for Paladins. Also, turns out my plan for SSW worked out. I can do it under play now, and it should still work. Me and Jinx found it out today. How could she have seen in the dark? There was no other light source at the scene. Rom, huh? What's he like? There are some things that only you can see in the dark, Mr. Godo. Maya, you did see who the killer was in the dark. Like, is he like a long-range, close-range, powerhouse, speedster, sniper? Like, what is he? And now you're trying to cover for him. Cover? For the man that killed her mother? There's only one conclusion I can draw from this. So pretty much you can beat him, he's just difficult. Tank! You know who this man is.
Please, Nick. You don't know anything. Please, I'm begging you.
You talk a good game, Trite, but let's see if you can walk the walk. It was a pitch black, so what could the witness do? He is slow. I'm calling your bluff.
No, Nick, don't. Please, stop.
He looks like a demon from hell from the thing I look at him. With a frickin' minigun. That's the way I see him. Maya's dead set on protecting this guy. The man who murdered Maya's long-lost mother. Damn. But I can't let him get away with it. I'm a lawyer, an officer of the court. I'm here to find the truth. Alright, Mr. Wright. Time to show us what you've got. Who was this person that you say Miss Faye saw in the darkness? I say it had to have been Godo. Because it was pitch black, Miss Faye was able to recognize the killer easily. I'm sure the court would like to see it for himself how it's possible, yes? What? But how do you propose to show us something like that? It's easy. We just need to recreate the conditions of that night. Conditions? Well, I mean, I could see how he plays eventually, and if it plays out good, I don't know. Could be a new character I can work on. Your Honor, the defense officially requests that all the lights in this courtroom be turned off. This is... but it can't be. Oh, fuck, it was you! That was a nice bit of deduction. Trite. Well, everyone, this is the man Maya saw on the night of the murder. Order, order, order! Prosecutor Godo, what is the meaning of this? Surely you must be shocked to hear yourself accused of such a thing. I don't think it's ever explained why he wears the mask, but all we get is that apparently he says himself he's experienced death once, and apparently somehow must have really messed up his eyesight, so that's why he wears those goggles. Why aren't you denying it? Your Honor, you're asking the wrong person. What do you mean? They need lore for that, they do. If you've got a question, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. As well as drinking 17 cups of coffee in a trial. That's another one of my rules. Well, Maya, how about it? Well, you saw that night. Was it 3 glowing red lights? Well, witness, answer the question.
You're wrong. I never saw that.
He does. Maya had a judge even told him in his trial, you're going to ruin your health, Godo.
I thought my person that stabbed my mother was a man for a totally different reason.
What? Witness! Mr. Wright, what the... Stop your chattering, Your Honor. Chattering? If it's worth asking, ask the witness. That's one of my rules. Also, Baby, you wanna know what's weird? I've got the matches for the next SSW all lined up. But the weird thing is, Dieter Erlach is gonna be facing Dan. But the fact that it's a rivalry match, there are 2 possibilities. One, Blake Allen may or may not get somehow involved. I know, Baby, that's too much coffee. Even I don't drink that much coffee. I only drink like, what, 2? Maybe 3 cups a day, tops? But yeah, so Erlach is probably facing Dan with 2 possibilities. One, Blake's going to get involved. Norcom 1 sip. Hey, Norcom. Or 2, maybe Blake fucked up. Or maybe Blake fucked off. Because he's going under a new narcissist gimmick here. Alright. Well then, let's continue with the testimony. Please tell us how you know the killer was a man.
Yes, Your Honor. I didn't realize it was until after I woke up, but...
In a row? Damn.
When I came to, I was just lying there on the training hall floor. By the time I got back to the garden, the place had totally changed. The torches were lit, and the body was gone. And all the snow around the stone lantern had been carefully cleaned up, too. Since the person did all that work alone, I just assumed it was a man.
Well, what actually happened was that on this episode, Dieter Erlach no-showed in the tag match, so Blake had to defeat Undisputed Era by himself. So it was after the crime took place that witness came to think the killer was a man.
Yes, that's right. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No need to apologize. It's as Mr. Godo said. You're utterly exhausted. It's only natural that you'd be a little confused. Also, if you consider the situation you described, it doesn't seem too much of a stretch to assume the culprit was a man. Could happen. Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination. You won't get all the whole rivalry cutscenes because, you know, it's technically not universe mode, and I think Blake may be acting kind of heelish because, you know, he's the longest reigning NXT champion, Kumite United States champion, SSW something champion, and now looking for a heavyweight champion. I have to just press everything. So you lost consciousness when you were in the garden, is that right?
Yes, I think. I think it happened when the victim was stabbed.
So then the person that carried you into the inner temple, it could only have been the killer.
That's what I think too.
So the killer carried Maya into the inner temple. And press that. Naturally the killer must have done it, right?
Yes, I think so.
But why would the killer tamper with the crime scene like that? Oh, Bear, did Wolf ever tell you about what happened on the NXT Breakout Tournament for WKW? It would be, Bear. There must have been something the killer desperately wanted to hide.
I don't know.
It looks like she doesn't have enough confidence. I think I need to gather some more information before I ask her again. Let's just say... he who must not be named showed up to help a competitor go to the final round. So pretty much, we may have had a alliance. The torches were lit?
Yes, that's how I noticed that the whole scene had changed.
I'm going to say it was the killer who lit the torches. I mean, who else could it be? The killer probably lit them since it would be impossible to do any cover-up work in the dark. However, if that's true, there's one thing that still bothers me. Why did the killer go to the effort of moving the body? That's true. it's hard to see how that would be of any advantage to the killer. The only one who would gain anything from that would be the only person that was at the inner temple, Maya. Very well, let me hear some more about the condition of the crime scene. Stone Lantern carefully cleaned up. So you're saying the killer cleaned up the snow? It did look really odd. The snow was removed in an unnatural-looking rectangular shape around the lantern.
There are a lot of shovels around the inner temple, but they're all really heavy. Way too heavy for me to use.
An odd fellow indeed, this killer. Why on earth would anyone want to take snow away? Well, there's one thing I can think of. Didn't you say that a lot of the victims' blood sprayed into the snow?
Yeah. The area collapsed and ended up being splattered.
In other words, the killer's purpose was to hide the bloody snow. I think that's the most reasonable explanation. Perhaps. However, there's something that bothers me. If the killer just wanted to hide the snow with blood on it, there was no need to remove that amount. That's true. He could have scooped up just the snow that was stained with blood. But he went overboard. Looks like there are some mysteries behind this issue.
But I think this will help explain them. I assumed it was a man.
So you're saying that you never saw the killer, right?
Yes.
But earlier you very clearly stated that you saw a man behind your attacker.
Nick, I'm sorry.
The killer certainly went through a lot of trouble. Moving the body by pendulum, manipulating the crime scene, but for what purpose? Why do all that? Maybe Maya knows more than she's letting on. I was just lying there to wait. You're probably missing something. Going through a lot of trouble. By the time I got back, got into the retreat. Naturally, killer must have done it, right? I think so. Why did the killer tamper with a crime scene like that? There must have been something the killer desperately wanted to hide.
The truth is, when I saw the crime scene, I felt something.
You did?
Yes. I felt like the killer was hiding the evidence from me. For my sake.
What? Hiding it for you?
Everyone knew that I was the only one at the inner temple that night. If Sister Bikini had come back and looked in the garden.
She may have thought that you had done it. No, she definitely would have thought so. And you're saying that way the killer cleaned up the crime scene to make it look like nothing had happened.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Well, that's certainly an important piece of information. I want you to add that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
For my sake, look with your eyes. There's still a blood stain on the statue. Objection! How about this? After Blake helps Dan win the title, Dan and Blake are scheduled into a tag action against Dan and Blake versus Erlach and at the garden, the real scene of the crime, Erlach's secret weapon. Well, that's the thing. I don't know what his secret weapon is. The snow that we suspect is covered in blood was scooped up and removed. It's reasonable to believe this is all done in an attempt to hide the true crime scene. However, there's still one matter that seems somewhat odd. Oh? And what would that be? You must have figured it out by now, Mr. Goto. It's the message written in blood on the lantern that you can't see because your goggles are bright red! It was written very clearly on the white stone lantern. Maya. If the killer was so motivated to protect Maya from suspicion, then why didn't they wipe off the writing off the lantern? Ah! You're right. Order, order, order! But, Mr. Wright, isn't it a fact that the killer was trying to cover up the crime scene? Indeed, but it doesn't make much sense to move the body and remove the bloody snow. Then not wipe off the most incriminating thing of all, the bloody writing. But I don't really... That's the thing, I don't really see Gringo ever turning heel. But if that's the case, if I need a secret weapon, I might have to make one myself. Do you have an explanation for the killer's mysterious behavior? Why would a killer move the body and remove all that snow, but then leave the bloody writing on the lantern? I don't know what the killer's plan was, but it's a fact the killer left a writing on a lantern. There must be a reason for it. Where it falls apart, Janet Blake loses, and backstage Janet attacks Blake. It's a possibility. But that's the thing. Blake still wants his title shot, so that might have to happen first before anything. Let's hear your opinion. Why did the killer leave the message written on a bloody lantern? The killer didn't notice it. Prosecutor Godo, earlier in the trial you gave me some good advice. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Maybe you're not as dumb as I thought. The real killer wanted to disguise the fact that a crime occurred there. If that's the case, they wouldn't have left a bloody writing on a stone lantern on purpose. Therefore, it must mean they didn't notice it.
But that doesn't make any sense. The torches were all lit and everything. There's no way any normal person would miss something as glaring as that.
You're right. There's no way any normal person would. What are you trying to say, Mr. Wright? There's only one person involved in this incident who could have missed seeing the bloody writing altogether. And who would that be? Who is the person that could have failed to notice the bloody writing? As I said before, it's Godo! Mr. Godo, this is what you said yesterday. My eyesight's pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. You can't see everything? Is that correct, Mr. Godo? This lantern was submitted as evidence today. I would like the court to think back to the moment it was first presented. This lantern? There's something written on it. Right. It's written in blood. Huh. Nonsense. Dreadlocked and one of those masks that can only cover the mouth and nose. Possibly. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle. Mr. Godo, just admit it. There are certain colors you can't see, correct? And you know what? With the Bump in the Night DLC, that could be a good idea. I just gotta think of a name for it. And it's gotta be something German. You can't see red on a white background, can you? That's right. We went through this once before, during the poisoning case at Très Bien. Now I kinda think it'd be more like a monster. More like a creation. This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time and somehow spilled coffee on. There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godo. Why do you not explain the bloodstain to the court? Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be? Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron. That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain. You could see the coffee on the white apron, but you couldn't see the ketchup because it was red. He does. Heh, it's strange. In the black and white photo, those letters would have appeared black to me. I wonder, why am I the only one who can't see them? So then, Mr. Godo, are you admitting it? Are you admitting that you can't see the red writing on the lantern? Possibly. Hey, Gramps, didn't you know? That's the reason I don't drink red tea. There's actually a thing called red tea. I noticed. I wasn't sure about it till now, but I just can't believe it. Prosecutor Godo is the murderer, but there's no going back now. I finally figured out the truth. Mr. Godo, the defense at the time formally accuses you. I prefer green tea or black tea, especially if it's flavored with lemon or raspberry. You are the murderer of Miss Elise Donham, also known as Miss Misty Fey. It's hard to believe this may be true. However, once again, Mr. Wright has brought up a disquieting fact about you. Probably. Just make sure you don't fill out the indictment in red ink, Gramps. Come on. How does a little graffiti make me into a killer? I only drink coffee. Besides, it's not like it's my name is written there. I'm certain this killer wasn't able to see the color red. This is rich. Do go on, Trite. The answer is right there at the crime scene. In the snow. The snow? How so? Well, for example, why did the killer move all that snow? Your Honor, you said it yourself. If he wanted to hide the bloody snow, why not take out just that area? Yes, why didn't he take out just that area? Ah! Could it be? Now I found out, Bear, I cannot drink coffee straight up. I have to flavor it with something. But that's just me. The killer couldn't see the red blood that seeped into the snow, and so he had to remove all the snow. He couldn't be sure where the blood had landed, so he removed the whole area. Isn't it more likely the killer couldn't see the blood because it was dark? Not a chance. The torches were all lit. He would have been able to see it just fine. Ooh. It seems that once again this trial has taken an unexpected turn, to say the least. But I will say I do love the holiday drinks at Starbucks. You ever go there to a Starbucks in England? Can you explain this, Mr. Godo? Maya?
Wait just a minute!
Maya! What is it, witness?
Mr. Godo isn't the killer. After all, he didn't even come to the Inner Temple.
I prefer Costa.
Until 2 days after the murder took place. He didn't show up until that old bridge got fixed up.
Maya? Costa, is that an actual shop? I'm going to research that very quick. Yeah, it appears to be an actual thing. I think. Yeah. You can't just... Costa stands for Costa Rica, I think. You can't testify to something like that. Costa Rica is good coffee.
Why? What do you mean? I don't look like it, but I'm...
After the murder happened, you didn't even exist. She didn't... I'm afraid I won't follow. Are you senile, old man? We established that just a while ago. After the murder, this witness was unconscious for a long time. Because she was channeling Dahlia Hawthorne. I can see if it is. Might be more of a big city thing. That's right.
Please, Your Honor, let me add my testimony. Nick, please listen to me.
Maya, do you plan to cover for Godo no matter what the cost? If that's the case, then I've got no choice. Your Honor, let's hear her testimony. If it means we're going to hear the whole truth, I say we should not silence her. Heh, nicely done, Trite. Very well, let's hear the witness's testimony. Please tell us what happened at the Inner Temple after the murder.
Yes, sir. After I woke up, I began channeling and my spirit left me, as it were. But little Pearlie was there at the Inner Temple, too.
Shit, I think she might be right. Little Pearlie was there. Do you have milk with your coffee? I don't. Well, the coffee creamer I get is actually non-dairy, believe it, so technically no.
Pearlie was also stuck in the Inner Temple side that night. The next morning, she looked around but couldn't find anyone.
If I'm having plain coffee, that is.
The next day, when the bridge was finally finished, she was in the spare prep room. As Mr. Godo arrived at the Inner Temple for the first time, he found Pearlie first and cheered her right up.
Who is this Pearlie?
That's my little cousin, Pearl Faye.
So when did you hear about this?
Oh, just a while ago, when I was in the medical office.
I'm terribly sorry. But what you have heard from someone else is simply not admissible as testimony.
What? Come on! Pearlie would never tell a lie. She's a way more honest person than I'll ever be.
Real smart, Maya. You always know the best things to say when you're under oath. The prosecution has no objection. We believe this witness. Mr. Godo, let's just move on to the cross-examination. If the defense has no objections, this is highly unusual, but... Well, Mr. Wright, let's get this cross-examination started. Oh, fuck, that's not what I wanted. Pearlie. Are you sure about that, Maya? He cheered her up?
That's what Pearlie said. She said he was a very nice older gentleman.
All right, Bear.
Thank you for looking out for my cousin, Mr. Godo.
And here I was thinking you were nothing more than a coffee addict. Cut it out. You're making me blush. This guy's really beginning to get on my nerves, in more ways than one. The truth is that there aren't many places to look in the Inner Temple side, right? See ya, baby. The policemen are all busy going over the garden with fine-tooth combs, so I decided to carry out an investigation in my own way, Godo style. I'm the same way. I like to hand down my verdicts in my own way, judge style. Maybe I should ask some questions, Phoenix style. You said that you conducted an investigation of your own. Did you find anything? Let me think my investigation went about as well as yours, trite. After all, I did find him bloody writing on the lantern. Blank, blank, blank style. Anything style. Sky style. Beer style. Style. Well, I didn't miss it, so speak for yourself, Goggles. The only odd thing I discovered was the beauty in the training hall. Beauty? Misty Faye, naturally. Clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue and western aroma of Western taste. Western taste? Could he find a stranger way to describe gravy? So from there you headed for the prep room. Wait a sec, what did Godo say just now? I think I just found his proverbial weak spot. There's only one thing of any importance here. Where was Godo when the murder was taking place? He must have already been at the Inner Temple when it happened. Otherwise, he couldn't have killed Elise Donham. I've got an idea. Hanging scroll. You lose! Mr. Godo, the first time you crossed Dusky Bridge and went to the Inner Temple was long before the murder took place.
Why do you say that?
Because you just made one fatal slip-up. The hanging scroll in the training hall. Hanging scroll?
But Mr. Godo is right. That scroll shows a picture of my mother.
Maya, I know you know who it is, but here's something you didn't know. By the time the bridge had been repaired 2 days after the murder, the hanging scroll in the training hall looked like this. What's this wonderfully delicious smell? The morning after the crime, someone covered it with gravy.
Gravy? But why gravy, Nick?
Because gravy was much more than a condiment to the culprit. Well, Mr. Godo, if you really hadn't seen the hanging scroll until after the murder, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing it was Misty Faye.
Wait a minute, Nick!
Yes?
Take another look at the hanging scroll. Look, at the top. There's a crest there.
Ah, that. It's the mark of the master, correct?
Exactly. So if you know the meaning of the mark,
and you could guess it was a picture of Misty Faye on there. Needs like this, clad in her stunning Japanese garb, surrounded by the hue of Western tastes and aromas of Western taste.
Oh.
Yes, it's possible that he knew what the crest meant. However, he couldn't have known that she was wearing Japanese clothing. Mr. Godo, on the day of the murder, you were hiding at the Inner Temple long before the crime took place. Can I ask you just one little thing, Trite? What is it? This whole theory of yours, it all rests on a certain assumption. That I knew beforehand that a crime was going to be committed.
That's right. Otherwise there'd be no reason for him to sneak onto the crime scene.
Of course Mr. Godo knew about the plan.
Huh?
What'd you say? Is it really possible that another person knew of the plan? Burnt letter. Orders to Morgan Faye. Opened once before. This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Faye authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Faye Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right. Mr. Godo couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, and when was that? during a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden during one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit to the detention center! Yes, it could have been arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Goto. Order! 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 Mr. Goto, you're under fire again! This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one I could have acquired this information before the murder. Humans are afraid of the dark, and yet, at the same time, we are fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness on his coffee. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid the inner temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did all of that just to protect this witness. That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl is nothing but a stranger to me. I've got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the kind to rescue a damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering the killer wanted to protect his witness's life, his behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Goto? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect his witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
Maya, I guess you were doing your best to cover for Goto. For the same reason, huh? Okay, Trite, I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey together inextricably. Mia Fey. There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. Wait a second here. Mr. Goto is a defense attorney? With your Honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls his real name is Diego Armando. Is that correct? The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court. The tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise, but in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked.
It's my fault. It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself.
Mia, you can't cry yet. Ah, that fucking hurt. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. I was moved by her. The way she put up all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. And one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since that trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dahlia Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder, but very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep, deep coma. I see. My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. The woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight, and all my hair turned white due to the damage it caused.
That's terrible.
Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poison brew. And one morning, my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? And the worst possible news is waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered, and the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed? The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up.
It's so sad.
For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons to live? The first was you, Trite. Huh? Me? If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her, but you let her die. It was all your fault. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of a man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor. My other reason for living? She goes by the name of Mia Fey.
Huh? You mean me?
You were the only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Crane Village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop it. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit to Morgan's detention center. I knew that the time was drawing near. Still, I knew the plan. I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearl had known the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices. Accomplices? Iris of Hazakura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall on my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey.
But how'd you contact my mother?
She had been missing for almost 20 years. Officially, yes.
What? What do you mean officially?
You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Now that you mention it, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master of Karain had great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you?
Don't ever forget. No matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
She was always...
That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong a resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff? The one with the sword in it? The day she planned to be was carried out soon enough. We met for the first time at Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She was ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fay if necessary. Yes, even if it means paying the ultimate price.
Mother?
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearl's, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. Well, Pearl, what are you going to do tonight?
Well,
if you like, you can come to my room. Perhaps we can read some books together. We thought we could prevent her from playing a part in Morgan's plan, but she never showed up.
She was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of, and that's why Misty Fay had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body. What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master of Kurain, Misty Fay's power was supreme, so that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Fay wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Fay. That's why I hid myself in the inner temple, just in case you needed to be safe from Dahlia Hawthorne. Got out. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to, Tripe. Huh? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney, but you're going to have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to the incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim? There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fay, and I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Godot. Well, Tripe, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick! Please don't!
Maya.
I heard the whole thing. My sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godo. I can't do it. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too.
Maya, I know that.
Nick?
But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Fay? This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything, because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand. I'm sure you're right. I'm ready now, Nick.
All right, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? Good.
Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then it was spotted with blood. She wasn't dead, though, and she struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out and the whole area was dark. Just in that moment, there was a horrible scream. And after that, Dahlia collapsed and I lost consciousness.
Those red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them.
I'm sorry. I thought I saw them, but then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Things break, right? Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Fay? It looks like you still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness. Alright. I saw red lights, 3 of them. Lights shining in the dark. I don't think you can make a mistake about that.
Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for certain. I can't tell you for sure they're from Mr. Godo's mask either.
I don't get the feeling she's covering for him anymore, but just after that, you turned towards the light and called for help. Isn't that because you thought the lights were coming from Mr. Godo's mask?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's because that's what I was thinking at the time. I can't remember. After all, there was a person I couldn't identify in front of me.
His life is in terrible danger at the time. There's no way she can remember the details of the scene perfectly. Alright then, let's get on with that testimony. What did you do when you saw the red lights?
I just asked for help, but just then I was splattered with blood.
She wasn't dead though, Horrible scream. What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment where the red lights went out?
Yes, that's right.
The scream that you just heard then. Was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice.
What? What? So then that scream came from the killer? That's gotta be it.
I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken a blade and attacked the killer with it.
And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh?
After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess.
Well, Mr. Wright, seems to me, it seems like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. I'm sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost certainly never correct. Remember the testimony she just gave, before the killer let out a scream. Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim.
Ah, is that right?
She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to be let out a scream must have been something other than a staff. If you're so sure about that, don't just keep us waiting any longer, Troy. There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as a weapon here. If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer? How about this dagger? Naturally, the dagger that killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. The dagger was found at the crime scene, struck into a palm tree. Yes, the detective found it in the morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this, and she managed to wound him as well. Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean he was wounded. For all we know, the palm of the dagger could have been from the victim. Have you forgotten that the blood has already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. He must have a wound somewhere on his body. So you're saying... Hey, Wolfie. Guilty! So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. A DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godo, it would prove that it's your blood. Nice theory, Trite. Order in the court! Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Hey, enough coffee, Godo! Let me ask you something, Trite. Let's just say that it turned out I was a killer. Do you really think I'd be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. The dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought the dagger here to the courtroom. Yes. What does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and implanted another person's blood on it. It can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee, Trite. That blood, it doesn't belong to me. Not a chance! What? In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness. Continue your Wait
a minute!
What's the problem?
I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation.
Maya?
This dagger, you said it wounded the killer?
That's right.
But If Mr. Godo had really been covered in dagger, his clothes should be bloody or have a rip in them, right?
I think they do. Maybe he just changed his clothes? That solved a contradiction pretty easily.
What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder? Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there.
Ah, that's right. And on the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple.
Mr. Godo was already waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes.
Ah! I believe you, Wolf, but it looks like the game's not going to let me progress that simply. Well, maybe he brought a change of clothes with him. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed a murder. That's why we wouldn't get any blood on him. That's impossible, Trite. You know how cold it gets up there late at night. After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. Ah! So that's all you've got. I knew you were tough enough to finish this. Right now, give me a favor here. If Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book in this case already. If Mia Fey were here? So come on, Trite, can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godo of being the killer, but can you prove it? Have you got even one piece of evidence? The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is I have to prove it. That's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer. Oh, by the way, Wolf, if you're still there, do you have any more streams planned for today? I can prove it. I'm going to bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it. That's good. A fighter to the bitter end, Trite. So there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point? Oh, fuck no, you are not. You are not going to sacrifice my entire life bar, Godo. No, you are not. You are not. Seriously, Godo, you are not pulling that move on me. Are you trying to pressure me, Mr. Godo? Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break. You've got nothing, Trite. So what do I do at a time like this? It's simple. I gotta dig outside the box and approach it from a different angle. Alright then, Mr. Wright, let's see what you got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in this previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But you decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should be a blood stain on his clothing. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. What'd you say?
Hidden?
This is it. My last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there's no bloodstains on the clothing. I need to show how he hid the wound. And the end of the line, the final stop, Trite. Let's hear what you got. Where's his location where you said the killer hid his wound? It's on you because you can't see red, dipshit! I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right, Trite? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. It's beneath your mask. During the fight, the red light given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right. Your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godo, would you mind removing the mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. Epic finger pointing. Phoenix style! Exactly, Norcom. Phoenix style. Enough with the coffee, Godo. Just now, I saw a spirit in you. I never liked you. 6 years ago, you helped a woman who put me to sleep by hiding her bottle of poison. And then, while I was sleeping, you let Mia die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought.
Mr. Godo!
But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was me. You yourself? I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. I tried to avert my eyes from the truth, to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. I hid beneath a mask. I threw away my true name. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore, so I quit.
But what? You saved Maya!
Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway.
What do you mean?
Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person I should have gone and talked to right away.
Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick?
But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother, but I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. Do you know why? The real reason?
Why?
I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all.
Huh?
I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact I couldn't save Mia, nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Forgive me.
You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya.
Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure.
What do you mean by that?
That night, in the darkness of the garden, when I saw her silhouette, a part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dahlia Hawthorne standing there in front of me. It could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl, but I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 years earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't have anything anymore. I did learn something today, however. I finally realized I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. A stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from Mia's death. Instead, you picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. And again, in that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Godo. I think you've already noticed, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando.
Mr. Armando! I believe in you! I know you were trying to save me!
Thanks.
Your wound! It's bleeding!
Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Armando!
You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. This time, it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant?
Yes, Your Honor.
Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a serious offense in itself.
I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I willingly cooperated anyway.
Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you.
Apologize? To me? For what?
For the case 5 years ago, of course.
I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me.
It's not that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister, you only met twice.
Huh? We only met twice?
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria in this very courthouse. The next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way! It can't be true! I mean, during our whole relationship, we were...
For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Huh? It wasn't Dahlia?
I hope one day you can forgive me, Feeny.
You mean...
That's right. I lied to you for 8 months.
But why? Why would you do such a thing?
Ever since she gave me that bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. Because of the police investigation and their surveillance, she couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you...
My sister, from the beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst?
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she was always ready to deal with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you?
She already had so much to answer for, I didn't want any more sins on her soul. I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
And that's why you came to me? You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place?
But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer. She didn't console me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two were partners in crime, and she would confer with you.
I think she must have noticed.
Noticed what?
My feelings for you. If I found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her, even if it meant her life, or mine.
Iris!
After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings towards you, they changed.
I have something to say to you, too.
Yes?
You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you.
Thank you.
How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though, right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so? Phoenix Wright? Yeah. I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Dona. At some point, 68? 68? Not sure. I expect you to be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant not guilty. Oh, no confetti. Court is now adjourned. Yeah, apparently Phoenix can drink coffee now. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended, was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand.
Of course justice was served.
Mia!
I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant.
But I couldn't save Mr. Armando, the man who cared so deeply for you.
You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible.
You mean, with that verdict?
I think one day you'll understand, too. Phoenix, I want to remember one thing. You were as good out there today as any defense attorney could ever hope to be. There's nothing more that you can learn from me.
Mia!
You've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you.
Mia.
I'm sure we'll meet again. Someday, Phoenix.
I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I found myself asking just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer.
Nick?
Maya?
I guess it's just like my sis said.
Mia? What did she say?
That night when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do, this is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end.
But...
Come on, cut it out with your gloomy face! Can you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick.
Maya, how? How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You were brutally attacked. You even saw your own mother attacked. Ouch! Francisca!
Still as softy as always, Phoenix Wright.
Excellent work, Wright.
Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? When did you get back?
Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edward and Francisca have actually been helping me.
Helping you?
If these two hadn't been here on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Wow. But where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold which forced him to sleep all day.
Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head.
Oh, ouch! Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too. Francisca?
Don't suppose. Nick, there's room for me in this group hug, is there?
Oh, Larry!
What's with the, longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone. Not even once.
That's not true. Right, Nick?
What? You're asking me? Well, Nick, is it true? I've got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it. Everyone would be better off if I was gone for good. No. Oh yeah, those portraits you painted. They were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth? What? Me? Why are you making that face, huh, Edgy? Oh, yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that I lack resemblance. Do you really mean it? How about you, Francie? Did I draw you well, too? Ah! My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon.
Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put into it, and that's worth something.
So then you'll do it? Like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book, Francie's Whippity Whip trip? Ah! Don't get carried away! Well, how about that? This painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around. Pearls, where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya.
Oh, I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly.
Right? You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I suspect you are wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened. Yeah.
To be honest, I can't understand it either.
Franziska, that's right. She lost her father fairly recently as well. I think I understand how she feels. Maya is a much wiser person than she appears, and I think she realizes something. Now is exactly the time when she needs to be as strong as she can.
What do you mean by now is exactly the time?
Maya wasn't the only one who was badly wounded by the incident. In fact, there was someone who was hurt far more deeply than she. I believe it's for that person that Maya is trying her best not to cry. Someone who is hurt more deeply than Maya. Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too.
Ow! Then tell me, Phoenix Wright, who is Maya Fey being strong for?
Pearl.
Pearl Fey.
The poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow the instructions is because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fey clan. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya. But it's a cruel irony. It was her exuberance that led to this tragedy. Maya Fey's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put in the deepest peril imaginable. That's exactly why Maya's putting on a brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again. Oh, hey! So this is where you all were. Wow, looks like we've got quite the brunch here. Ouch! What was that for, sir?
Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own.
What's up, Detective Gumshoe? Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win. Let's go out tonight, pal. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sort of gone down by a teeny-weeny bit, but it's all right. I made reservations at the first-class French restaurant tonight. Ah!
Pretty good work, Scruffy. That VIP was your reward.
Detective Gumshoe, you said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean très bien. Where else? I knew it. We're doomed. Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep making you waiting, pal. Hey, you, crybaby, you're invited too.
Oh, forget about me. Brew and I will be at the loser shack eating potatoes.
You know, Maya's taken an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya, what's wrong?
Nick, what do I do? Pearly, I can't find her anywhere.
Huh? I'll bet she just went back home. That's all.
I thought so too, so I called the village. But no one's heard from her. This has never happened before.
As I figured, she's been badly hurt by the incident. She feels responsible for the tragedy that has befallen you, Maya.
But none of this was her fault. What should I do?
Detective Gumshoe? Yeah, what is it, pal? Could you guys go on ahead? But what about you? Maya and we'll join you guys once we find pearls.
Nick?
Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. Yeah, but you're the...
Very well, Phoenix Wright. They'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, right? We won't.
But where should we look? Where could Pearly have gone?
Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of the pearls might have gone to. Back in the main gate of the temple.
Hazakura Temple.
For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started.
What's this? You're all back again so soon. Sister Bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here? Pearly's here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Pearly's not here.
Ah! Maya! The hanging scroll!
Ah! Someone cleaned it off. It's
gotta be Pearls.
Yeah! Mystic Maya! Pearly! Why? Why did you just leave like that? Mystic Maya? Mystic Maya! I swore I'd never trouble the two of you ever again. Because it's all my fault. I'm Mystic Maya's mother.
That's why you came here?
It's the least I can do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course, I'm sad my mother's gone, but how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here is all thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. Even if one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. And that's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there for me when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya,
I'm impressed. You truly are a daughter of Mystic Misty.
Sister Bikini,
Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good name of Karain, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya is always in my thoughts. It's true. She'll always be with me until the day I die. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets. She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters have to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die.
That's the master's talisman!
The thing that Misty kept by her heart and would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents.
That's... a photo? Mother...
It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. But what makes us human is that we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's the true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question. Even when the battle is over, and the bonds that connect us are severed, we always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando, and Maya's mother, too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone's waiting. This is a day to remember. A day when a lot of things are finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what they've overcome today.
But I still can't.
Oh, go on, sweetie. Come back for training anytime.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training, I promise.
I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 when you come back.
Alright, we're gonna have a great feast today, Pearly. You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mr. Maya, I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight.
Oh, you know, there's one thing I don't get, and probably don't want to, but...
Listen, Nick.
Reservations for training is fine and all, but why for 3?
Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Huh? I'll be waiting for you. Sister Bikini will take special care of you. Huh? Huh?
It'll be great, Nick. We're going to do the special course, naturally.
Huh? Huh? Huh?
It's a great idea. After all, Mr. Nick, you'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right? We'll have a nice big meal before we come next time. Ready, Nick?
You know, I was wondering if I can just say one little thing.
Sure, of course you can. Oh, I loved his part. I can't wait to hear it.
I'm getting goosebumps too. Well then, here goes nothing. Objection! Objection! And yeah, just like that, that is the end of the Ace Attorney trilogy. Oh wait, we got stuff in between.
I really have to work extra hard now. Master of Corinne and the office manager of Ryan Cole offices. And I have to be a good big sister to Pearlie and Nick too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or something like that.
Yeah, so that's the end. So it looks like just like in the other games, they're going to do the whole where did everyone go epilogue style. So I'll just let it play out.
So it's true. Mr. Nick really wasn't. He went through the special course, handed away to the end.
Yep. The final objection.
Actually, I heard he's a legendary super ultra something. It's a break the two of them by making them a secret reservation.
Oh, Pearl. Always trying to play matchmaker between Phoenix Wright and Maya Fey. Only you, Pearl. Only you. Maggie bought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. I feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off.
Yes, but somehow you just don't seem the same. I guess the dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir.
Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly. Kinda weird at the same time, kinda true. Detective. Alright, Arian.
Mr. Wright, I am once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasures of Crane exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Von Kama, who I haven't seen in almost a year. She taught me how to use a whip, and said I must show you what I've learned.
Oh no, great. They taught her how to use the whip. Don't know if we're gonna come across her if they ever make a PS4 port of the 3DS Ace Attorney games.
Desi and I started a company called Master Mask Consulting. We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all the criminals in the city. Our motto is, cut it out, please! Pretty cute, huh?
Well, we also sell plans to criminals as kind of a side business. I wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals. Oh, Ron. Always tethering between light and evil, as always. Okay, who else?
I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigre, so I lent him $500,000 and a tea set. A special thick tea, one I mixed with my own 2 hands. I bet he's drinking it now. Went through compromise.
I still don't trust you, Viola. You are the daughter of the Don of a Mafia. So take it easy. I'm just old and in the way. A wrinkly, grumbly, clown-nosed waste of flesh. At least, that's what I thought. But my grandkids had a birthday party for me the other day. Talk about embarrassing. 69 years old and I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper. I guess Victor actually decided to realize, hey, there is a purpose for him. Alright, what do you want?
As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenn Elg. I do hope everyone will get along. His name is Adam Mata. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly.
Adam Mata. Palindromes. I had to look that up, actually. But yeah, palindromes.
My. More reporters. Since the murder, we've made so much money I hardly know what to do. I think the magazines like us because I provide such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back.
That's just a bikini. Hope that back is fixing ya. Okay. Oh, maybe there's no more? Well, I'll just wait and see. Just to make sure. Oh, there is more.
You've turned into such a respectable man, Feeny. It was so sweet of you and everyone else to come and visit me here the other day. Of course, I was happy that you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed.
Oh, that's Pearl for you. Wouldn't want Phoenix to go after any other woman but Maya. Objection! And I'm starting to wonder if there probably is going to be no more of those scenes. Objection! Yep, looks like it's just the voice actors, but I'm just going to wait to make sure. And Sean King made a pretty good Edgeworth. Objection! Alright, who voiced Mia? Christina Catano. Can't say I've ever heard of her, but fairly good job nonetheless. And as for Goto, that was James C. Wilson. Huh. Don't know where I got Patrick Warburton off it. Hey! And that was the last one. Jan Sue, Francisco Von Karma. I guess they're probably just naming off the voices and they figured what better way than to lay out objections. David Christop. Oh, pain. Back when you had that annoying hairdo. And then it got scared right off. Oh, wait, there's more?
What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation and no one's here to greet me? I guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit and now I've got no one. And what kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? Why just all the flashing lights and switches? I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I going to do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back for everyone? I ran them over to Edgy Pro, no, it's under his sins. I can't really accept these, I'm afraid. If something is painful to have fragile heart. Oh, what will I have fun gentleman treat me like a refined lady?
Old bag, you crazy, crazy, crazy lady. Just making sure. Hey Larry, I finally found something I love to do. Francie's Whippity Whip trip is gonna turn the art world on its head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist, a really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all. Come on. Wait, Francisca actually permitted you to draw her? Oh well. And that's a pretty nice drawing, Larry. And there is where the adventures shall end. At least, that's what I think. But is it so? But that slow fade, I can safely say this trilogy is now officially over. So, thank you all for watching. Sky/Mike signing off. If you venture to a casino, don't deal with the devil. See you guys later. I might do SSW later on tonight. Possibly, I'm not sure. I'm supposed to have people over.